Hello, good afternoon. A very happy new year and welcome to the National Basketball Arena. It's the sixth and final instalment of men's Premier League doubleheaders here at the National Stadium. We're looking forward to going out with a bang right here this afternoon. Coming up at 4 o'clock, an intriguing replay of a game between UCD and Marion and Killester, a game which we saw and were enthralled by in 2014 right here at the arena. Coming up at 2 o'clock in just a couple of minutes' time, it's Travelodge Swords Thunder versus UL Eagles. 3 of the 4 Men's National Cup semi-finalists in action this afternoon. Your commentators are Mark Keenan and first up, Oisin Langan.
Thank you and Happy New Year. Welcome along to the National Basketball Arena. This should be a good one. Travelodge Swords Thunder against UL Eagles, both in contrasting form. UL Eagles have lost their last 6. Travelodge Swords Thunder have won their last 6. But Mark Keenan, it's interesting for UL because they haven't been hammered in many of those games. They've been close, so it suggests they're not far away. Yeah,
their record, it doesn't really reflect, how potent of a team they can be. They have 3 losing bonus points, which means those games were very close. So with a little bit of luck for them, their record could be a lot different.
And what about Travelodge Swords Thunder? A very new franchise, but they seem to have been able to put it together. How have they done that?
Well, they are a new team into the league, but they have a lot of experience. They brought a lot of experience to Swords this year, and the caliber of players with Isaac Westbrooks and Mike Guy, a lot of experience there at this level. So they just slotted in really well.
Michael Guy, I was talking to someone before this game, and they said he very much is on track to be MVP for the season. What about UL Eagles? As you mentioned, not great form, but they do have players who can damage.
Yeah, Orlando Parker's come in and done a good job for them, averaging 21 points a game, and they're relying heavily on Stephen King, Neil Campbell, Scott Kinnavan. The experienced guy is there to pull through. After those guys, they're very young down the bench.
Okay, well, we're almost ready to go. The music about to stop. The shot clock's all working fine. We had a few issues, but all sorted out. The final handshakes then. It is the first battle of 2015. UL Eagles desperately need the victory. Swords Thunder want to keep the momentum going, second in the league coming into this one. UL Eagles second from bottom. But both with cup semi-finals, as Ross told you, to look forward to. And it's UL who get the first possession but then lose it. Travelodge Swords Thunder, by the way, mainly in white. UL mainly in a bluey green. We'll say mainly blue. Goy tries to find his way through. We know how important he is. Turnover, and now a chance for UL to break up the court. Options left and right. Possible shot for 2 being worked here, under the rim almost, can't quite get it cleanly away. And it's frustration for UL. As soon as Orlando Parker got that one, he was absolutely surrounded. And he couldn't get it. Well, he could get his shot away, Mark, but he couldn't get it away cleanly.
Two tough offenses for both teams there to start with, kind of forced maybe shots, with very little space around. It'll be interesting to see, can UL break down the Swords Thunder matchup zone defense today.
Lacey part of the build-up now. Goy, Westbrooks is backing off. He wants it. He always does, doesn't he?
He does. The ball in his hands is always good things for Swords.
Both teams look like they're a little bit rusty. That can happen when you come back after a Christmas break.
Yeah, everybody's had 2 weeks off, coming into today's game, so it is going to take probably until half-time for them to warm up.
Orlando Parker, now it's Hall, who has been in your shoes, Mark Keenan, this season. He's been part of the commentary team. A shot for 3, what a start this would be, but it is missed. Neil Campbell almost gets you nothing though.
Yeah, both teams feeling each other out, I think, now in these early few minutes.
Lacey outside, gives it to Spencer Mitchell under the rim, and a shot for 2. And finally the first point of the game, and they come through Juan Torres.
Torres is a workhorse inside for Swords. I think he's out of the limelight a little bit because he's not as probably flashy as some other players, but he's really the backbone of the team.
That one almost going in on the rebound, but then it's grabbed by Juan Torres, who can do it defensively as well as offensively. Westbrooks makes his way into space, might fancy the shot. No, gives it to Goy. One of the 2 will fancy it. He actually works it to Torres, who makes it 2 in a row and 4 points to 0.
Nice penetration from Goy, and Torres wide open underneath the basket. Nice finish.
Hall wants it back. surrounded anytime they get inside that 2-point zone, getting absolutely no room in the paint. Goy.
The swords collapse into that middle of the key very well to take away the space.
Westbrooks. There's a shimmy from Westbrooks. No one else read what he was doing. Goy went in front when he should have gone behind. Hall takes it. There's room here for Parker.
Interesting note for in the starting lineup for UL today is young James Brophy instead of Stephen King. I wonder, did Stephen pick up a little knock over the Christmas break?
UL coach Paul Kelleher wasn't particularly happy there, but on we go with Travelodge Swords Thunder. Goy. Oh, that's beautiful, and it's Torres again. He's on fire.
And 6 points for Torres, 6 points for Swords.
Kinevane gets it out to Hall. Parker. Hall is waiting back outside. Maybe that's the option they should have gone with. It's intercepted by Lacey. Westbrooks. Zippy one down to Goy. Back to Goy, who'll shoot for three.
UL are going to have to contest that, because if he gets too many of those, he's definitely going to make more than he misses.
Now they make their way inside through Campbell, and finally they get their first point through Campbell, 6-2.
UL going to need Neil to put some numbers up on the board today.
Lacey. Lacey might fancy a go himself. No, slips it inside, and again it's Torres, and again it's points for Travelodge Swords Thunder. 8-2 they lead.
And Paul Kelleher calls a timeout there. He's not happy with the defensive rotation. Penetration is great from Thunder, and nobody then is rotating and helping on the defensive end.
Well, I wonder what you say if you're Paul Kelleher in that timeout.
I think you have to say we need everybody rotating and helping each other on defense.
Let's have a listen to UL.
All right, and then we can get that cut. We've gotten the cuts really well now, right now, okay, but we're just not doing them quick enough. Defensively, bro, we're getting killed again on that height now, okay? So what's happening right now is you're trying to help Matt. Matt's got him on his own right now. So you're stepping up, and all he's doing is dumping in behind you, and that's 6 points and gotten off that now. Leave the isolation right now, okay? Let Matt take control, and if he beats us one-on-one, then we can make a different adjustment. But Matt stayed in front of him. He's been out of control on each occasion now. So stay at home, and we got that going, all right? We've been doing okay, but we can't let goals be out here and who's guarding them right now, all right? We just can't let that happen, all right? Yeah. Yeah.
Is the message we're to take from that, mind Michael Goge?
Exactly. Watch Mike on the perimeter, who's guarding him. But the other big message there was, don't be helping off Torres. Stay at home with Torres. Matt Hall is guarding the ball, and Paul is happy to leave Matt there without somebody else coming to help him. So stay at home on defense.
Well, this is a good way to prep for both teams. Yes, the league is massively important, especially for Swords, who are pushing away at the top. Matt Hall collects, but the cup is the cup. It is just something special, and both of these teams involved in the semi-finals next weekend at the Mardyke Arena. Orlando Parker slips it back outside. Kinevane tries to make his way through. Here's Matt Hall. Slippery Matt Hall. Hand in there from Torres. It was important. It will be UL possession.
Good penetration from Matt there. Just the space was taken away from him right at the end of it.
And that comes off the foot of Spencer Mitchell.
Shot clock is going to probably jump back up to 14 now for UL. Give them a few more seconds on it. I think both teams probably have a little eye on next weekend's cup. It's hard not to in these situations.
Orlando Parker, possible three-point shot coming up. No, Kinevane goes into the paint, moves it back outside. Matt Hall, incomplete. Gauge. Westbrooks got it down to Torres. Mitchell. Kinevane. Wasted possession from Travelodge Swords Thunder. UL have a wee bit of time on the shot clock. Back out to Matt Hall. Campbell. Matt Hall. Matt Hall thought about the shot, then instead moves it outside again. Neil Campbell, Matt Hall or Orlando Parker. Again, it's another one off the rim. They've come close. That's from coast to coast and down the line from Swords Thunder. Westbrooks wants it back.
Offensive foul there on Spencer Mitchell, trying to hold off Neil Campbell. Got called by the referees. I think UL have to keep taking those open shots, and hopefully they will start falling for them.
Spencer Mitchell not too happy with the decision, as you can see, but then again, what player is when something goes against them? Competitive animal is Mitchell. Here's Kinavan. Might have slipped himself, instead gets it outside for a shot for two. And this one eventually does fall into the bucket from Stephen King.
Stephen just in off the bench, and that's the shot he loves in the game. That's his favourite shot.
Westbrooks, he's got a selection of shots. Moves it inside. Mitchell, there's your answer. 2 points from him. Hall shoots for three. They need it. Oh, they've got it. What a shot from Matt Hall. As good on the court as he is beside it commentating. All co-commentators can shoot three-point shots like that, Mark, right?
Oh, we can.
You can do it, I thought so. Can. Spencer Mitchell. Torres nails it again. Nice. It's really turned into an open game.
Yeah, again, it's kind of a bit too easy for Thunder at the minute there to get into the basket and find the open man.
Orlando Parker was more like a back row ball carrier in rugby there. He was like Jamie Heaslip. He's a powerful man, isn't he?
He is, big man.
6'7".
He hasn't really got himself into the game yet, so he's got to get going for UL. Baskets are coming easier for Swords than they are for UL. It's kind of contrasting styles at the moment.
Westbrooks. Goy. Oh, slips away from him. Orlando Parker, he's a wee bit isolated. Support is arriving. Might go himself and doesn't finish it off, but the foul has been called.
Showing his versatility there by putting the ball on the floor and being able to go coast to coast on his own. Orlando, the fine athlete. 2 free throws for him now might, settle him and get his eye in on the basket now.
There's Dave Baker, the coach, watching on. Orlando Parker. Oh, nothing but net. Beautiful throw. To use a Cyril Farrell saying, wristy. That one wasn't as pretty, but does the same job.
Now that might settle him into the game now and just get his eye in on the basket a little bit. It's a close game, 12-9.
Westbrooks tops it up to Goy. Moves it to Torres. He's so dangerous under the basket.
You just can't leave him underneath the basket open.
Shot coming in from Stephen King, looking for his second, and he's got it. Excellent movement, brilliant finish from King.
UL need that spark now from King, off the bench, keeping them in the game.
Torres back to the basket, still dangerous though. Westbrooks backing off. Torres will go himself. Air shot.
Great box out on defense by Andrew Dawson there to keep Mike Guy off the offensive boards.
Andrew Dawson. Matt Hall. He's in the corner, but he's shooting for three. Westbrooks. Nothing but blue in front of him. Now some options have arrived. Mitchell is there, Torres there, Goy making a run into space. Goy backs off. And then revs up and goes again. Oh, too fast for Mitchell.
Unlucky with a lovely little pass inside there, but just a little bit off the mark.
Vital hand from Lacey, and now they'll go on a break. Torres gets it down the court, popped out from Lacey, and finished off by Michael Goy. That was beautiful.
It's lovely transition offense there by Thunder. 2 quick passes and they're all the way down the floor.
Parker. Dawson. Air shot literally handed to Westbrooks. Mitchell. Mitchell backing up, turning, twisting, shooting. Great basket from Spencer Mitchell.
Oh, that was a great one-on-one basket. Looked a little bit off balance, but fell nicely for him.
Parker. He's shooting from the 2-point zone. That's high risk from that far out for only 2. Brilliantly zipped to Guy. Brilliantly finished from Guy.
Again, nice transition play from Swords, you know, down the court within 2 or 3 seconds.
Well, as we say in GA, the ball can move faster than any man. Parker. Kinavan. They'll move it in closer with Stephen King. They just can't finish it off. And as you say, Mark Keenan, Swords Thunder are finding baskets easier to come by than UL, who are working as hard but just not finishing as well. Maybe it's something to do with the individual talent. Nothing wrong with UL's work rate. Here's a chance, and it's finished well by Stephen King, but I think the ref had stopped it up before that.
I think that Stephen is going to the line now for a 3-point play. It was, again, nice transition for UL this time with a great finish.
Stephen King jumping through the slightest of gaps. And a couple of changes being made for Travelodge Swords Thunder. Marcus McDaniel comes in, as does Keith Anderson. And Guy takes a well-earned rest, as does Spencer Mitchell. Now those two have been front and centre of everything they've done, so how much difference can that make?
It would be interesting to see now if their energy and their pace drops off a little bit with those two guys coming out.
Stephen King. And Lacey fumbled it over the line, but I think they're saying it was gone over before that.
Great luxury by Swords to have another American coming off the bench, you know, to keep the intensity up and the scoring rate.
Westbrooks has found the new man in Keith Anderson. Lacey. Great hands to Anderson. Anderson moves to the end line, gets closer to the basket, and then throws it off the foot of Scott Kinavan.
There's only 3. Oh, shot clock's been put back up to 40, and for a kick ball, there was only 3 seconds left at that stage.
Westbrooks found Anderson, who found Torres, who finds another basket. Hand in from Westbrooks. He's frustrated that he didn't keep possession, but had the ball found on Quigley. He may have given away points.
Torres doing a lot of damage. I think he's about 10 or 12 points now for Thunder out of their 22 total.
Kinevane found Owen Quigley, but Quigley didn't have the confidence to shoot, and they fumble and mess up the attack. It's kind of been the story of the game so far.
Yeah, Owen Quigley is just coming back from injury now for UL, and after a long layoff with an ankle. They need him probably getting up the pace for next week's cup game.
Westbrooks stepped away from Orlando Parker, who left a trailing leg. McDaniel misses. And that's a throw from a long way, and it wasn't very far away. It was a shot to nothing. End of the first quarter, it is Travelodge Swords Thunder who lead against the UL Eagles 22-13. And you'd have to say that possession-wise and work rate-wise, there has been no real difference. But when it comes to taking your chances, Swords have been on top.
Yeah, they just seem to have the sharpness at the moment. UL are struggling. They're getting open looks, just not making them. And at the other end, Swords are making their plays and finishing their plays at this point.
Well, let's drop in and see what's happening with Swords and what they're saying here at the end of the first quarter.
One person going up and we're all standing out the perimeter, but then they're still trying to break and we're trying to slow it down. If we're not chasing after the offensive board, we've got to slow the ball down, getting up the floor. If not, we get after it. These guys are falling asleep at stages. We need to pick up on that and pick up the easy buckets. All right, let's go. Intensity on defense. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3, defense.
Well, Dave Baker trying to keep the intensity up, but is it a case of just keep doing what you're doing, lads?
Yeah, I think so far he was making the point there. I think he wants them getting after the offensive boards a little bit more, and then if they can't get that, they need to slow down UL in transition, because UL have picked up a couple of their points in transition, but 13 points in a quarter for UL. Swords can be happy with their defensive effort there.
Well, there is the UL setup and their coach Paul Kelleher. You could argue this game is a lot bigger for Travelodge Swords Thunder than it is for UL, because for UL the league is basically gone. Their full concentration is on the cup. They're in the semi-final next week in Cork at the Mardyke Arena, whereas for Swords they're still fighting for the double.
Yeah, they're right up. Yeah, they've only lost one game to UCC Demons so far, so they're happy to be in all competitions at the moment.
We're about to get underway in the second quarter. Kinavan Quigley makes himself available. Back to Kinavan. Westbrook sticking with them. Quigley. Andrew Dawson. Orlando Parker. Back outside to Quigley. And that's a good start.
That was lovely ball moving from UL, inside, and then a lovely cut to the basket by Quigley and strong finish.
Well taken by Torres. McDaniel goes on a jaunt, tries to make himself available. They don't find him, but they do find Keith Anderson. Anderson with a beautiful little move, but he can't finish it off. Kinavan a little bit isolated. Now he does have options. Coast to coast. Dawson spills but regathers. Parker spills but doesn't regather. Keith Anderson. Torres rather close to him. Goes for McDaniel. Foul committed.
Good defensive hand in on the Thunder defense end by Lacey there to knock possession away from Parker.
Isaac Westbrooks. Westbrooks pops it up beautifully for Torres, and a foul is committed and Torres hits the padding.
Thunder run a lot of pick and roll offense with Isaac Westbrooks on the ball and Torres maybe setting the screen and diving to the basket, and Isaac is great at picking those passes off.
Unlucky. Maybe he only scores baskets when half a team is hanging off him. Nope, does it in that situation as well.
Steadied himself there to make the second free throw.
He's one of those guys who looks like he always has time.
He's always in control and very composed.
Orlando Parker trying to make a bit of space. And fouls.
Thunder are really, every time Parker gets the ball, they're dropping two guys around him. He has no space to move at all.
It all looks very routine to Thunder. McDaniel. Power slide from McDaniel. One Quigley dispossesses.
Good defense by Quigley there, getting in and getting his hands on the ball.
One Quigley, number 6 for UL Eagles. Having a word at Marcus McDaniel. Westbrooks. Westbrooks finds a gap and generally he punishes you. Not on this occasion. Kinavan moves it out wide. Dawson, 4-3. Comes to Parker. Parker was adjudged to have pushed.
Yeah, I think he's unlucky there. Might have been a little bit of contact, but didn't look very much at all. See it again here.
Westbrooks. Says an awful lot about Westbrooks that here he goes. Torres, basket. Quigley moves inside. Back outside to Kinavan, who steps in for a 2-point shot from a long way out.
think it's the combination of Isaac Westbrooks and Torres there. They're just finding each other really well and too easy maybe. I think UL really need to step up their defence. It's just a bit too easy for Thunder at the moment.
I was just about to say about Westbrooks, as they go on the attack again, that even though he hasn't done a whole lot in the scoring sense today, it says an awful lot about him as a player that he still had a wonderful game so far.
Yeah,
coast to coast, shot for three, whistle blown.
He controls the point. He's a great passer. He probably has about 6 or 7 assists, which is, you know, is as good as scoring the basket himself. So he's the real leader on that team out there.
Kinnavan, Hall, Parker back out to Hall. Oh, McDaniel almost robbed it back, but Kinnavan makes his way inside the paint. Shot for three from King, and he makes it. A shot fit for a King.
Stephen is a great shooter. That's his game.
Westbrooks, who isn't bad either. Foul committed. He's so clever, you kind of get the feeling that he knew that was coming.
Yeah,
he knew he'd draw the foul.
I think he pulled kind of Scott into that foul all right. He's just very clever, Isaac. Kind of point guard that every coach would love to have, you know, on their team.
If their second name is Westbrook, just sign them up. That's my rule. Here is Isaac. Calls it.
We'll see Isaac's brother all right in the next game playing for Colester later on as well.
He had a bumpy start to the season with injury, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He just getting back the last 2 or 3 games.
Matt Hall, King, Hall, King, Parker, King. He's shooting for 2, and it's snapped from under the basket, so they might rescue the situation, and they do through Neil Campbell.
It's a good offensive rebound for Neil there to get him on the scoring charts.
Presents it to Westbrook, who ran the loop to get it. Westbrook under the basket. Foul.
The foul was on Scott Kinnavan. He's picked up 2 quick fouls now in the last 2 minutes.
Isaac Westbrooks. Misses.
Unusual. He's normally a very good free throw shooter.
And misses 2 in a row. While that was going on, Scott Kinnavan had a word with his coach, Paul Kelleher. There he is. And I think they were talking about one specific player and who to follow and what to do, because they're in danger of falling out of this game, even though it's 27-19.
Scott needs to be careful now with his fouls. You know, he's on to 2 fouls. He can't pick up that 3rd foul now in the first half.
Parker almost got it. Westbrook's kind of fumbles the throw out. McDaniel almost got it, but it's intercepted by Kinnavan. Matt Hall for 3. Oh, he nails it. What a shot from the corner by Matt Hall.
It was a great interception by Scott there, and then he found Matt wide open, and that's his game as well, 3-point shooter.
Matt Hall intercepting, and he's going again. Is he going to make it 2 in a row? Can he finish? Yes, he can. What a power play from Matt Hall.
That might be the spark that UL needed now. They got themselves back, and it's only a 4-point game, and you would think the momentum was all with Swords.
We're going to have a listen to what's being said in the UL timeout, but it's certainly a happier place than it would have been a minute or so ago. Paul Kelleher having a word with the troops. Let's see what he's saying.
So we don't let them run the ball screens, and Matt and Scott push them high, all right? They don't get the content they're looking for, all right? No, that was the 4th possession. We'll go back to that in a second. But those possessions of Matt, and you got one earlier on, okay, where we're really getting up now, we're really forcing them not to take ball screens. So don't let them set the ball screens now also, all right? So get up on that. That last side ball screen now, all right? Here's what happened. He ran Scott off the screen. He ran it again. Scott got caught. You went down, and that's why we got caught now, all right? All right? This. All right, Steve, stay down here. Let them hit the throwback. I don't give a shit about the throwback. So Scott can get through that gap each time now. All right? Yeah, just stay away from it. Don't even hedge that now, all right? You understand? Yes. All right. Stop the ball. Understand? Hey, but the big thing right now, we're still moving the ball well. We're still getting the shots that we're looking for right now. Everything they're doing is they're trying to clog this charge area right here so we don't get layups. They want us to live and die by that three-point line. We're going to get 3 or 4 seconds to shoot the basketball right now. So make sure you're balanced, you set your feet, and make shots right now. And make them come out with that shitty fucking defense they got right now, all right? Here we go. Eagles on 3, 1, 2, 3.
That's Paul Keller, the head coach of UL Eagles. I'm thinking of something funny Mark said to me earlier, not anything that Paul said in his time out there. Matt Hall, we saw it in the replay. What a three-pointer that was. 4 points the gap with 5:50 left in the second quarter.
And Paul is making the point on the offensive end that they are going to get time to get those 3-point shots away. So kind of make sure you settle your feet and take your time and knock them down.
Now, ball finds its way to Monaghan, who we haven't seen a whole pile of. Spencer Mitchell teasing Orlando Parker, gets it back, and can he finish around the drain? Falls back out, comes to Monaghan, can't finish, foul committed.
Just all looked a little bit too easy for Thunder there, you know, to be able to get their second, you know, their offense, and there's offensive rebound and a chance to put it back up.
Here is Monaghan. 6-5 forward. Brilliant.
Nice start for him off the bench to get the feel for the basket.
2 in a row. And the gap is back up to 6. It's a good start for Swords Thunder, who had lost the momentum, but maybe only momentarily.
Yeah, but it was a nice little momentum change for UL to get themselves back in the game there. Just one of the other points in the timeout there, Paul was saying about the pick and roll that we discussed earlier. UL not to allow Isaac to use the pick and roll, to step up on defense.
Interception from Torres, gets it out to Goy, who's beaten from pace by Parker, who works hard, and then gives it back to Goy, who finishes.
Unlucky for Orlando, he great hustle play back, but just unfortunate. Pop the ball back to Mike Goy.
And that's a good response, and it comes from the hands of James Brophy. Big man with a big moment.
Good young player, James, from Galway, down in UL in college.
And Monaghan just nailed those 2 free throws.
Foul on Matt Hall there, a little bit of confusion, I think. Orlando Parker getting the rest, Don Quigley coming back in.
This is Westbrooks setting it up for Monaghan. And that's Monaghan. Two in a row again. He's done 2 in a row, 2 in a row. Matt Hall. Kinnavan out to Hall. Bounces. Shooting option for Neil Campbell. Missed. Brophy was almost able to grab it, and Goy, I think, might be down. It is Goy, and he will be quite a serious loss. He doesn't stay down unless he really is hurt, and he looks in a bit of discomfort.
He does. I wonder, is it ankle now or knee or something?
I know, you know, there's the 1 game at a time adage, but I would imagine if you're a Travelodge Swords Thunder fan, you're already thinking about what a big loss he would be for next week's Cup semi-final.
Yeah, that'd be huge if he's out for next week.
Let's see if we can see what happened. Guy 13 just seemed to turn or twist the wrong way, and that can happen. You could do ligaments or something.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's his knee.
Oh, and he's not putting any pressure whatsoever on that right leg as he's being brought off, and that is a very, very bad sign. But let's hope it's just a precautionary measure.
He looks in a lot. He's putting a little bit of pressure on it there now, but looks very uncomfortable. Looking at his facial expression, there seems to be a lot of pain there.
Well, even if we were physios or doctors, we'd want a closer look to see exactly what the problem is before making an assessment. But the look on his face and the fact that he's not putting any pressure whatsoever on the leg would suggest that he is very much a doubt for next week in the cup semi-final. Certainly we probably won't see him for the rest of this game. Shot coming in from Lacey, and that's a big boost. Lacey with an immediate impact. Matt Hall. Shot comes from Neil Campbell. Unlucky. Hall. Unlucky again. Brophy can't get his shot away, but I think a Swords Thunder hand pushed it out of bounds. That's a big boost for UL Eagles. They might be able to change one or two things to take advantage of the fact that Goy isn't there. Brophy.
Yeah, maybe, but Lacey came in and immediately scored, you know, coming off the bench, which is a plus for Swords. Quigley
Tries to throw it backwards. It was a bit blind, but luckily for him it came to Campbell, and the shot clock goes, and that's unforgivable.
It's good defence by Swords. They're UL not really aware of the shot clock themselves at that stage.
Westbrooks encouraging Cam as he jaunts forward. Always looks cool as ice, Westbrooks. Inside to Mitchell. Mitchell goes for it himself. Misses. Foul. And that's off. Kevin Lacey, who came in and made that big basket as soon as Gosh went off. He's having a word at Spencer Mitchell.
I think they called an offensive foul on Torres there. A little bit of pushing on the offensive rebound. It's his first foul of the game.
Campbell misses. Brophy misses again.
Swords have kind of calmed things back down since UL got that little bit of run, and they've kind of composed themselves and taken control of the game again.
Brophy. Nice shot. And the lead remains 9 in favour of the Thunder.
Brophy's been a good addition to UL this year since he joined college down there. Good, big, strong man coming off the bench.
And the gap remains 9. Here's James Brophy jogging backwards. Westbrooks. Spencer Mitchell. Can't finish. Good defense. Brophy, Kinnavan moves it down the line to Matt Hall, who flings it inside to Quigley. And Matt Hall is delighted with what he's seeing. Remember, he's not just a player out there, he's the assistant coach as well.
Well, that was a great play by Owen Quigley at the defensive end. He blocks the shot and he runs the length of the floor, and now he finds himself at the free throw line. Great effort by Owen.
Quigley. Not quite. One out of 2, it's not bad. Gap down to 8. And UL hanging on in there. Westbrooks. Got it out to Monaghan. Oh, interception. Kinnavan now, can he finish it off? Yes, he can. Big boost.
Great interception by Scott. Get out in the open court for a nice layup.
Westbrooks shoots for 2, but the whistle had gone. not as free-flowing in the second half of the second quarter.
Yeah, no, the foul's kind of mounting up now. Owen Quigley picking up another foul there. Swords going to the free throw line.
Mitchell. Perfect. Two in a row. A boost for Swords Thunder, who had their momentum broken in the second quarter, but they're still staying in front. Quigley with a shot for three. Rebound taken by Kinnavan, but then he loses it. Torres bounced it out. Lacey has found Westbrooks, who'll go for it himself. Fierce battle for it any time it comes under that rim on the rebound. Kinnavan. Matt Hall. Matt Hall moves inside. Finds Brophy, who can make room. Westbrooks. Mitchell is out in front on the left. Foul.
Just play got a little bit scrappy there now, the last two possessions.
Westbrooks like the Energizer Bunny running up and down. And
he's all over the court.
there's a foul, and it is frustrating when he was crowded out. There were three around him. They didn't really have to do that, did they?
No, they should have just forced him to take a tough shot.
Yeah, he might have nailed it, but chances are he would have missed.
Scott Kinnavan getting a rest there with young Jamie McAuliffe coming in, and Stephen King comes back in.
Westbrooks. 1 out of 2. He rarely misses 2 in a row. So back up to a 9-point game.
With a little over a minute and a half to half time, this could be crucial for both teams now as to how they finish the half.
Orlando Parker is back in. Finds his man, who shoots for 2 and sinks it. Very good shot from Jamie McAuliffe. Long one intercepted by Matt Hall.
Lovely little play by Jamie there, lovely little head fake, got his man off the ground, and one dribble, pull-up, jump shot. Lovely finish after just coming off the bench.
And now you know why the advertising hoardings are made out of cardboard. Westbrooks. Out wide to Lacey, he's shooting for 2, just about. Matt Hall. Beautiful little pass inside to Stephen King. Stephen King lobs it down the line to Neil Campbell. Campbell back inside to King. King is fouled. And a timeout is called in a crucial period of the game with 7 between them. Soares leading this. Campbell to King, breaking his way through.
Stephen has a chance now to cut it to a 5-point game if he makes his 2 free throws.
And we will drop in on UL in just a moment, but Swords Thunder taking their opportunities a little bit better, and that is what has them in front. Here is UL.
Or we turn the ball over right now, okay? So we just got to make sure we take care of the basketball when we get within touching distance. Every time we got that, we just let it go. But keep making sure. We don't have to score in the first 6 seconds. Remember that now. Keep making sure we work. We're going to get a great shot. The way they play defense, we are going to get a great shot. Just make sure we're confident enough of going deep in the shot clock to get that great shot. All right, we understand? If they go man-to-man now, which is what they seem to be in, or if they're in the 3-2, let's go single. If it's in here, all right, screen this guy. So when we come up, we're coming up outside the 3-2, and then we screen the bomb here, so we're coming out this way, all right? This guy will come up, and then we got the action right here. Everybody got that? Hey. Keep composed now. Our biggest thing, we're going to knock this down, knock these 2 down. We're going to get within 5, and then we're going to turn it over with our solid defense and get a great look to finish out the half right now, all right? Here we go. Eagles on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Paul Kelleher encouraging his team And they're in a good position here to chip away further at that lead. And remember, Michael Goy has gone off injured, so Swords Thunder not in as advantageous position, I should say, as they were. Here's King. Misses. And the gap is down to 6. And we've got just over a minute left in the second quarter. Westbrooks bobbing and weaving. Blocked off by Jamie McAuliffe. Lacey. Torres. Hasn't been scoring as freely as he was in the first quarter. Bounces to Lacey, who shoots for 2. And they forced them into that because they just blocked every avenue. McAuliffe, oh, how frustrating is that for UL?
Two things Paul was asking for in the timeout. One was to take care of the basketball, so you know he didn't want that turnover, but he got the great defense that he asked for initially.
Torres. Westbrooks motors on himself. Pops it to Mitchell, just popped out of his hands, and it is UL ball.
Good defense again by UL to force a turnover, so they'll probably hold it here for the last shot of the half. They'll run the clock down.
Guys who can nail three-pointers. Kinnivan, Matt Hall, John's forward. He's one of the guys I was speaking about. Kinnivan teasing Westbrooks. Just over 10 left on the shot clock. Comes to Stephen King, who'll go for 2 and misses. And there's one last chance here for Swords Thunder. What a beautiful switch that was from Torres. Torres inside, Mitchell surely to finish it, and he does. And that is an excellent end to the quarter for Swords Thunder, who lead by 8, 40 points to 32. And that's frustrating for UL Eagles. Michael Gauge is back on the bench, and as you can see, he's walking with a bit of a limp, but he is walking, and he's putting pressure on that right leg, I think it was. He walked back into the arena himself, didn't look in as much discomfort as he was when he left it, and there might be some hope that he could be available for next week. Half time, 40 plays 32, and we can see how heavily he is moving, so we probably won't see him today, but we might see him next week. But let's concentrate on this game. Swords Thunder very much deserving of their lead.
Yeah, they've kind of controlled most of the half, but yet they're only 8 points ahead. You probably think, you know, if you didn't look at the scoreline, you might think they were further ahead. UL are hanging in there, as Paul was saying in his timeout. Every time they get close to Thunder, they tend to turn the ball a little, you know, turn the ball over. If they can cut down on that, you know, and get it to a 4 or 3 point game, then let's see what Thunder are made of.
What do you think they can do to exploit the fact that Gauge won't be there in the second half, UL?
Well, look, he is a big scoring threat, so it takes away a little bit of the threat. But Kevin Lacey has stepped up since he came in, you know, to try and take that load. You know, they do have a strong bench coming in, you know. So Guy, whereas he will be missed in some aspects, they do have other people to take the load, you know, pick up the load.
Okay, well, they're training them young here at the arena. We're at half-time in the first of our double-header today. 40 plays 32. Travelodge Swords Thunder leading against the UL Eagles. Travelodge Swords Thunder, remember, second coming into today. UL Eagles second from bottom. But, as we say, both will have an eye on next week and the Cup weekend in the Mardyke. UCD Marion against Killester is underway at 4 o'clock. That also live here, so stick with us. At the break, 40 plays 32. Swords Thunder lead. We'll be back with the third and fourth quarters very shortly, so stay with us for that. in Cork when they're up against the Demons, who will technically be at home for that game in the Mardyke Arena. And we're about to get underway in the second period. And here we go. Sword Thunder need a big start. Matt Hall moves it into Orlando Parker. Matt Hall. Kinnavan. Parker. All the routes blocked. Oh, good interception. It's Isaac Westbrooks, and he will punish them, and this is an excellent start to the third quarter, and it's a 10-point game. You just can't give Westbrooks that kind of opportunity. Matt Hall shooting for three, and he has nailed it. What a shot from Matt Hall.
Nice finish by Matt there, but UL have to stop turning the ball over, because it's leading to easy points for Thunder.
Westbrooks goes backwards to Keith Anderson. It's intercepted and turned over. Kinnavan shimmies inside, 4 around him, makes a little of it, gets his shot away but misses.
Scott needs to finish that play, finish the easy ones.
Lacey shows and goes, pops for Mitchell. Mitchell loses. Kinnavan tries to claim it back. There's a breakdown. Westbrooks fancy a 3-point shot, and does, and goes for it. Oh, from downtown, he has sunk a beautiful one.
Isaac recognised very quickly that the shot clock was about to expire. He had to get that shot away.
Parker misses. Parker might go for it again. Neil Campbell. Matt Hall. Foul committed. Matt Hall has stepped up when his team has needed him in this game.
He has. He's kind of keeping UL, in the game. Parker needs to get into the game for UL. He hasn't really done much at all. He didn't do much in the first half, so UL need to get him involved.
Is that a matter of Parker needing to up it, or is it just the fact that Travelodge Swords Thunder know if you stick to him when he gets the ball in the paint or around the basket, then there's not much he can do, and they're keeping him out of it?
Yeah, it's a case of good defense, but I think he's very mobile and very active. I've seen in other games. I think he just needs to be more active himself today.
Torres carries it into the paint. Torres finishes it beautifully, and now it's a 12-point game, and there's a gap opening up, and Swords are beginning to roll a bit.
Strong man Torres. There was a nice GAA shoulder to shoulder there with Neil Campbell, but he just brushed him aside.
Matt Hall tries to find Brophy, but he only finds Westbrooks. Westbrooks handing off his man Neil Campbell. Foul committed.
Good steal on the defensive end by Isaac. UL need to be careful here now, because this game could get away from them, very quickly if they don't stop turning the ball over.
Lacey. Westbrooks gets freedom. You just can't give him space. Mitchell. Westbrooks. Westbrooks. Mitchell. Missed, but a foul.
Lovely pick and roll play with Isaac and Mitchell. There we see the lovely pass. Unlucky with the finish there. Could have been a 3-point play.
Mitchell. There's a word with Torres. And Mitchell makes it 2 in a row, and it's an excellent start to the third quarter, the championship quarter, if you will, for Travelodge Swords Thunder. Orlando Parker wants it. He's in space, but Kinnavan goes himself, moves it out to Campbell. Now it's Parker. Oh, luckily for him, finds Campbell, then finds Hall, then finds Kinnavan. Parker turns, twists, shoots. Sums up his day, doesn't it?
It does. He made a lovely move. He just got to finish that play, and I'm sure Paul is a bit frustrated with that. What ball movement there by Thunder, but unlucky.
It broke down in the end. Campbell intercepted. James Brophy. His route blocked by Lacey. Gives it to Campbell. Brophy is screaming for it. He was in space. Matt Hall. Interception from Westbrooks. I think there's about 5 Westbrooks out there today. Do you know that? He has been all over the place in a very good way. Mitchell back outside, Torres, 4-2. Beautiful.
That's lovely basketball there. It's 2 fantastic quick passes and then a wide open shot at the end of it. Nicely finished by Torres.
In any sport, if you move it quickly and forward, it's very hard for the defensive team to deal with it. Kinnivan. And this time he does make the shot, and they needed that, and it's 51-37, but they need a bit more than that.
How quickly the lead opened out, you know, from half time to now. Nice little push by Swords.
Mitchell. Lacey. Off the fingertips of Torres, so it will be UL ball. And a timeout called, and it is needed because UL need to reassess.
Paul wants to have a chat about this now and try and stop the rot here now and try and get back in the game.
Let's drop in and see what's being said by Swords Thunder coach Dave Baker.
We keep stepping into those spaces. We're doing a good job. Offensively, guys, we're probably taking a little bit too much out of it now. All right, moving the ball. We need them in foul trouble, so we need to keep penetrating all the time to keep them honest on defense. We're relying on shooting the ball. The arena, it's tough to shoot in, so be smart. If we get the chance, try and get inside. Every time we move off the ball, we get something positive from it. Defensively, keep sitting on it, but deny those wins. No easy passes in or out at any time. All right, keep together as a group. Keep together as a group. Let's go. Yeah. All right, let's go. All right, hey, 5 minutes. This is our quarter. Don't let them back in. Let's close it out. All right, defense on 3. 1, 2, 3, defense.
Well, there you go.
Good solid timeout by Dave there on the offensive end, telling the guys not to rely on the outside shooting. We have to keep attacking the basket as well, because the rims are tough here in the arena.
And the crowd becoming a bit more speckled orange as Leicester fans and some of the team and squad make their way in. They're playing against UCD Marion at 4. Kinnivan. It's a big 5 minutes. The game will be won or lost by UL here, even though we're still only in the penultimate quarter.
Great move by Scott there with the penetration and pass, and Parker is just not having a good day at the moment. He needs to finish those plays.
Lacey back outside to Keith Anderson. Fantastic.
Nice inside-out basketball there. Pass inside, freed up the outside guy.
One quickly. Little throw it out of the foot there by Keith Anderson. Parker, Kinnivan.
Shot clock is down to 4.
King, oh, bashed out of his hand by Mitchell. And now he's got one on the left and one on the right. Anderson, Mitchell coast to coast to Westbrooks. Westbrooks teasing quickly and then getting it back under control like a magician. Just over 10 left on the shot clock. Westbrooks goes for it. Misses. Foul.
Foul by Lacey, reaching in on the play there. You just get the feeling now that Swords are kind of totally in control of the game at this point.
Well, we've seen this so often in the game. UL on the attack and then it breaks down and turns into a Thunder attack. Missed opportunity there.
Offensive foul by Parker.
Paul Kelleher, the UL Eagles coach, and there's Dave Baker, he's opposite number today.
Dave looking very composed there, looking very calm. His side are well in control of the game.
Torres. Sometimes you got to go backwards before you go forwards. Westbrook zips it down the line. It didn't quite bounce into the path of Lacey the way he would have wanted.
Good idea.
A 16-point game. 4.5 to go in the quarter. Kinnivan, Parker needs to step up. Goes outside, shot for 3, missed. Collected under the basket by King, missed again. Parker misses again. Anderson.
UL having a tough time around the basket, finishing those plays.
Westbrooks fouled. Never misses an opportunity for a little practice shot, does he, when the play is stopped?
Get them up while you can.
Jonathan Grinnell and some of his Colester players. They're up next against UCD Marion. That one tips off at 4 o'clock. Grinnell in the Fabrizio Ravanelli style haircut. Spencer Mitchell, Torres! Interception from the hand of Anderson. He just can't quite keep it in.
Since the half now, Thunder have outscored UL by 15 points to 5. So not a good return for UL. They really need to step up their energy levels and hopefully something starts going for them.
Shot for 3. They need this to go in. Sums up their day. And maybe even their season. Westbrooks moves it out to Lacey. Lacey, Torres. Torres hooks it to Mitchell. Mitchell used the strength but couldn't finish it off. It's become extremely scrappy.
It's a kind of tough shot there. UL defense stood strong in that case.
Mitchell. Westbrooks. Little dummy from Westbrooks gives to Anderson. Anderson. Torres. Anderson with 4 left on the shot clock. They need to get it away. Anderson goes for it. And it was always going to be tough from that kind of position. McGodge is doing a bit of stretching, and it's good to see him putting pressure on the injury that he picked up earlier on. Again, we don't know the exact nature of it, but he was in considerable pain, judging by his facial expression going off the court, but he looks a lot more settled and better now.
Yeah, it's good to see him on his feet.
It's a good sign when they don't rush you off to hospital straight away. I'm sure you have to get some kind of scan or whatever, but it is a good sign. Campbell. Campbell. Again, it's off the rim. Westbrooks. Shimmy with the feet from Westbrooks. Westbrooks, oh, slips, costs him. Kinnavan. Kinnavan finds his man who misses. Unlucky from Andrew Dawson, but you could see what they were trying to do, breaking up the court. And there was a foul, so they will get the shot.
Nice transition play there by UL. Andrew Dawson went to the basket strong, so UL need to get some stops on the defensive end and hopefully get out in transition, maybe get some easy baskets to get themselves back in the game.
Every time they get an opportunity, they seem to be wasting it. Not that time. They needed 2, they'll have to settle for 1. 55 plays 38. McDaniel. Anderson. Westbrooks. Lacey. Lacey. Chipped up and finished very well by Derek McMahon.
Lovely pass by Lacey there to find the open McMahon underneath the basket.
Another missed shot, and they're all going for it. Westbrooks claims it. McMahon looking menacing again, but McDaniel, oh, what a shot.
He's a noted 3-point shooter, so that's his game, and Westbrooks finds him really well.
Campbell missed again, almost got his hands on it again, but Lacey intercepts. Lacey, McDaniel. McDaniel to McMahon, who can't control it.
Swords running their bench now, getting some of the guys in off the bench. Dara Verskyle coming in there for Keith Anderson.
I guess you want to give guys a run ahead of next week and rest guys as well. Still a bit of work to do today though. Campbell, King. And it eventually drops in. It's forced home by Owen Quigley. McDaniel thought about another 3-point shot. Moves back outside. 15 left on the shot clock. McDaniel for 3.
When he gets hot, he gets hot. He ran a play for himself there to get wide open for the 3-point shot.
Quigley, Campbell, King. Kinnavan slipped it, but don't think Quigley read what he was doing. And here's McDaniel. McDaniel ran himself into a blind alley, then lost possession. And Quigley goes off, and he looks tired and he looks frustrated, as does his coach Paul Kelleher in the yellow top.
It's good to see Quigley back on the court though after a good few weeks out. His ankle seems to be holding up okay, which is good for UL for next week.
Zipped to Matt Hall. Kinnavan made his way through, but was fouled, was Andrew Dawson. 22 seconds left in the third quarter, and 23 points is the gap. It has very much been a case of the Thunder rolling in this third quarter.
That lead just ballooned out very quickly.
It's a good shot from Andrew Dawson. And the scoreboard looks a little bit better, but there is still time. They're not in any rush here. They can take it down right to the last second because the shot clock kind of suits them. Here's Westbrooks. Misses, they'll go again. McMahon couldn't get it out of his hands, couldn't get the shot away. Kinnavan pops it up 3 from a long way out and misses. Again, a shot to nothing. He had to do it. 63 plays 41 at the end of the third quarter, and it very much looks like it's going to be a good day for Travelodge Swords Thunder.
Yeah, great quarter for Swords there now to kind of blow the game wide open for themselves. Some lovely transition baskets, some lovely 3-point shots, lovely variety to their game, some great passing. Still 10 minutes is a long time in basketball, so UL will have to keep plugging away and set themselves little targets.
Well, let's have a listen to what Paul Kelleher, the UL Eagles coach, is saying, because there's still a full quarter to go.
We just haven't taken care of the ball that they've gotten easy buckets, all right? Offensively, we're becoming a bit narrow now, so we're playing in this angle right now. Let's really space and use the width of the 3-point line so we get quicker with passes. Every time we've shot fake, we've gotten them into that zone right now, all right? Every time we've shot fake, we've got to start making some shots, and we've got to start making some stops. Hey, for our target right now, 2 quick stops, 2 quick scores, and let's put the pressure on them from here on in now, all right? That's our target right now. Here we go.
Don't think out the baseline, get deep like we do. Yeah, so they have to be down with you. You're deep down here, not here cheap now.
Yep. Eagles on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wasn't exactly a rallying cry, was it?
Well, he's looking for 2 quick stops on defense, and then if they can get 2 quick baskets themselves, it might give them a little bit of a spurt to kick on. It's going to be tough for them though.
Westbrooks. McDaniel shimmies, moves. McDaniel up against Parker, moves back into the 3-point zone and shoots from out the country. Oh, unlucky. Missed the gate, but not by much. Long to Parker. They need to score first. Shooting for 3, missing again. Can't wait to see the stats after the game as to how many opportunities UL missed, because if they'd even got half of them, they'd be hanging on there. Good defense from Parker, who just came out of nowhere and blocked it. Long one. Dawson had to settle himself. Kinnavan to Parker. Parker again. Foul.
You can't fault his effort, Parker.
He's tired now, isn't he?
He is. He's put a good, he's put a good graft in. Here's the lovely block. Then he gets up off the floor and he's there to try to finish the layup at the end.
And finally it falls his way. And those are the scores that Paul Kelleher was talking about. He said that they needed to get the first couple. McDaniel. Kinnavan. Almost given away, but now it's back into the hands of Lewandowski. And then fumbled. And Parker said it went off a Swordsman, but it will be Swords possession.
Very unlucky there, young Patrick Lewandowski into the game. Another young UL prospect.
McDaniel, coast to coast. Anderson. Ooh, dispossession. Here's Parker. He'll surely finish this one off. Slam dunk! Good score from Parker, and a needed one as well. Is it possible that Swords are getting a bit sloppy because they thought they had the job done?
Maybe, but I tell you, that's 3 fantastic defensive efforts from Parker on the last 3 possessions. 2 blocks and a steal. You know, that's where he can have a big influence on the game as well. And here we have another turnover. There's the steal by Parker and the breakaway dunk.
And you wonder, are Swords Thunder getting just a wee bit complacent? Let's find out by dropping in maybe with Dave Baker, their head coach, see what he has to say, because the way that it's gone in the last few minutes, UL might fancy that they have a chance, albeit a slight one, in this last quarter.
Or look for the contact on the finish. Secondly, harder guys, we're coming down and we're dribbling the fucking air out of the ball. Move the ball, keep moving off the ball and be strong. Come to the ball, catch it. Our press break we haven't even looked at. All right, we've just passed the ball in and gone up the floor. Let's be smart about it. Look at the gaps, look up the floor. Let the ball do the work here. All right, but defense, let's step it up on D. All right, let's go.
American market.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, team on 3. 1, 2, 3, team.
Dave Baker, the coach, and apologies if you were offended by any of the strong language used there, but this is what happens in sport when you get good access. You kind of want to hear what they say, but there is always the risk of hearing things maybe you shouldn't. Anyway, UL Eagles have a bit of momentum behind them.
Good start to the quarter by UL, knocking in 4 points there, but they've had 4 good defensive plays to start that quarter. So might just chip away at the lead. They're back in the game here now.
Kinnavan puts the foot down. Parker is moving into space. Shot coming in here from Lewandowski. Westbrooks finds Anderson. Westbrooks, hand on him going through, foul.
Nice pass by Keith Anderson there. Looking for the cut of Westbrooks. Swords composing themselves back on offense here now.
Westbrooks finds McDaniel. Can McDaniel find a basket? Parker got on the way, worked hard defensively, travel violation. Kinnavan. Matt Hall eventually regathers. He's played well today, Matt Hall. Kinnavan tops it out. Lewandowski. Orlando Parker.
Oh. Made a nice play, just Orlando needs to finish that.
Westbrooks finds Anderson. Anderson loses it. Parker. I beg your pardon, it was Matt Hall who lobbed it down for Kinnavan, but Kinnavan couldn't receive. It was intercepted.
I have to say, Swords' offense is not clicking at the minute.
Jonathan Grinnell in the middle there. Coach of Killester. His team in action against UCD Marion at 4. That is live here. Stick with us. Kinnavan, interception, but did he step out of bounds or?
Foul on the play there. If UL could get 2 more scores and close that gap a little bit further, I think Swords will have to change something.
Matt Hall fumbled, but made it look like he did it on purpose. Kinnavan dropped the shoulder, then got it out wide, shooting for 3 and missing. Parker collects. Parker goes again. And this time Parker gets the 2 points that his team desperately needed. McDaniel, now they won't want to give it away straight away.
And Parker a little bit frustrated on that play because he thought he was fouled, and I thought he was fouled as well.
Anderson, McDaniel, fantastic. Kinnavan, foul.
That was a big three, I think, by McDaniel there to settle his team down. Their first score of the fourth quarter.
Collected by Westbrooks. Westbrooks going all the way around, and then McMahon loses it between the legs. Kinnavan, Matt Hall almost hooked it in. McDaniel, Anderson, McDaniel, McMahon, Supermax. Kinnavan, Lewandowski. Westbrooks, they're just presenting opportunities for Swords to finish this game, and Westbrooks runs into Kinnavan.
Yeah, things just not falling on the offensive end for UL. They've got wide open shots, they're just not making them. Whether it's the holiday period or the tough baskets here in the arena, it's just not dropping for them. And the lead is back to 20.
And McMahon comes in. Goes out, I beg your pardon. Anyway, Westbrooks. McDaniel, another three-point shot. This time it doesn't fall. Kinnavan. Campbell. Go for three. He does. Oh, he misses. Don't listen to me.
Unlucky Neil, and Neil is a very good three-point shooter when he's on form. Just not dropping today.
Torres gets us underway. What will Colin O'Reilly be observing about Travelodge Swords Thunder, the Demons coach? They face them in the Cup semi-final next Friday night.
Well, he's got a lot to look at because this Swords team have a lot of different weapons. You can't just zone in on 2 players or 3 players. They've got 7 guys scoring big, so he's got a lot to contend with.
Parker misses. Team pongs around, comes eventually to McDaniel. Coast to coast to Westbrooks. Torres. Bounce pass intercepted. Matt Hall. Hall sees the run of Parker. Parker looking to go for another dunk. Misses. Kinnavan scores.
Parker was fouled on the play, so he'll get to go to the free throw line.
Matt Hall lobbing it down the line. Well, it's a chip rather than a chunk off the lead, but it's better than what it was.
Yeah, nice 2 free throws there by Orlando. He would have been hoping maybe to finish the layup and get the 3-point play.
Torres for Shoyle. Outside to Anderson. Anderson, Torres. Kinnavan, but beaten to it by his fellow number 7, McDaniel. McDaniel with a long ranger, misses.
Shot clock just about to expire. He had to let it go, but a great defensive block by Orlando Parker. That's a big part of his game, and we're seeing it in the second half.
Matt Hall, Parker tried to bash his way through and lost it. But they will have the free throw.
Swords on team fouls, so every foul from now on, UL will be at the free throw line.
Parker takes a deep breath. Took its time, but worth the wait because they needed that. And that's a little bit better.
Chipping away at the lead. They need to make a serious run now in the next 2 minutes if they're going to get anything going.
I think the most that they've got without response is 5 points. It's just got 4. Generally, this is when Sword Thunder hit back, and Verschoyle will try to do that, but he misses, so another chance presents itself. Kinnavan. Lewandowski. He's had a few goals, they haven't quite worked out.
Unlucky, but a great young prospect coming through the UL system.
Well, he's not afraid to shoot, and as you say, the rims here in the hoops are probably the most difficult in the country. Bit of a blind pass, and it's intercepted by Kinnavan. Kinnavan has got Parker with him. Oh, miscue. Matt Hall, Kinnavan.
Full court press here, defense by UL. We'll see how Swords handle it. Get the ball to Isaac and let him handle it himself.
Westbrooks. Anderson. Oh, I thought he was going to go for the 3-point shot. Tried to move it inside to Torres. Intercepted by Kinnavan. Will it be finished by Matt Hall? No, he gives it to Parker, who does. Well, that's 6 without reply now. And all of a sudden, it's a 14-point game with 3:20 left on the clock.
Lovely trail play by Parker, and assist by Matt Hall.
Westbrooks looks like he's going nowhere. Anderson. Sometimes looks can be deceiving with Westbrooks. Torres. And that's a big basket. Or a big moment, certainly.
Great finish by Torres, but UL got possession. They turned it straight back over. We see it there. Good finish and foul on Parker. Chance of a 3-point play here for Torres.
Sinks it. What a put. Kinnavan. Parker. Spectacular.
Wow, that's a fantastic athletic play there by Parker. Great finish.
But it's only any good if they don't give something away here. Lacey. Verschoyle just about controls it. Back out wide. Lewandowski gets there, but there was a foul.
Foul on Westbrooks there, reaching in. UL playing good defense the last few plays. Not giving anything easy to Thunder. Lewandowski for 2 free throws here.
That's the first one. And gets the second. McDaniel. Westbrooks.
Very hard to try and take the ball off Isaac. He's so comfortable with the basketball.
It kind of looks like it's part of him. And it's like Henry Shefflin with the hurley.
Exactly. That's one of the things as a point guard, you need to be totally comfortable with the basketball.
McDaniel. McDaniel misses. Lewandowski. Still something to fight for him. Shot comes in, missed by Campbell, comes to Parker. Campbell again, sandwiched out of it. McDaniel. Westbrooks. We talked earlier on about maybe giving him a break. He doesn't want to break, does he, Westbrooks? He wants to be out there all the time. He gets back up, he's okay.
He's just such a key guy for Swords. Here he is on the penetration. Campbell over. There's no option really but to foul him.
Now, will the punishment match the crime?
Neil Campbell fouls out of the game there.
Part 1 complete. Will the sequel be as good as the original? Oh, it's The Godfather 2, just as good, maybe even a bit better. Kinnivan. Quigley. Matt Hall doesn't have the room to shoot, tries to make a bit of room. Inside to Parker. Parker. It just isn't going for him today, is it, Parker? He's worked incredibly hard, he's shot, but they just haven't fallen in. Westbrooks.
He did all the hard work getting there and just the ball bobbled out on him. Unlucky.
Intervention from Kinnivan. Foul.
Good hustle play by Scott there. Get in and get the steal and gets himself to the foul line. Little over a minute to go. 15 points. I think the bonus point is probably out of reach as well for UL.
Yeah, introduced this year for, I suppose, to encourage teams to keep going till the end. A rugby style losing bonus point.
Yeah, and it's hard to, in the heat of a game, to get your head around it at times. You know, if you have a chance of winning, you got to go after the win.
Laid off by Monaghan. Won't have got as much game time as he would have wanted this week. Westbrooks. Torres. Lacey is screaming for it. He's wide open. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. 47 left in the game. Interception from Quigley. Lacey. Monaghan. McDaniel. Foul called. He's a live wire, McDaniel, number 7 for Travelodge Swords Thunder.
Good strong move and a strong foul by Scott there too. I think McDaniel has made a big difference in the second half for Swords, knocking down a few three-pointers to open up that game in the third quarter.
They've got some great impact players as well, don't they, Travelodge Swords Thunder? They know when to make changes. Dave Baker is very smart in how he does it.
And the versatility of having 2 Americans, you know, one inside guy, then McDaniel on the outside, you have that double hit.
And it finally goes for Parker, but it's a little bit too little, too late. And here's Monaghan. Kinnivan in the way again. And they could do with minding the discipline, because a couple of three-pointers and they'd be almost within reach of that losing bonus point.
Scott unlucky there. I thought he made a good defensive play and got both hands on the ball. Unfortunately, the referee called the foul against him. Scott not too happy about that.
Donald Monaghan, 6'5" forward. .75 becomes 76. Ronan Howland getting his chance. Howland, Matt Hall shoots for 3. and misses. Quigley keeps it alive. Back out to Hall. Hall moves it inside. Parker. McDaniel. 2-on-1 here, but McDaniel can finish. Good defensive block from Parker, who got back. Quigley. 3, 2, 1. Quigley shoots for 3, and that just about sums up the game for UL Eagles. The final throw missed despite the good work in the build-up. 77-61 the final score. Travelodge Swords Thunder beat UL Eagles, and they make it 7 wins in a row in the league. It has been impressive for them in the Premier League in the last couple of months and weeks, and their coach Dave Baker, Mark Keenan, will be particularly pleased.
Yeah, he'll be delighted to get this game kind of out of the way, I think, before next week. Really, the third quarter was where they did all the damage. You could say they were in control for most of the game, but they really broke it open in the third quarter. So he'll be really happy with that.
He will be a little bit worried about Michael Gauge. We'll come to that in a second, but he's got great options, Dave Baker. He changed it up when he needed to, and Monaghan didn't get a whole lot of game time, but made a difference when he came in. Derek McMahon, number 12, the 6'6" centre, did the same. Marcus McDaniel, we hardly saw him in the first quarter, but then he made a massive impact in the second, third and fourth.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's a scorer, you know, and himself and Isaac seem to be connecting really well. In terms, Isaac knows where he is all the time, and he's very good in transition, you know, shooting that three-pointer in transition plays where the defense just can't get to him. So he had a huge impact coming off the bench for Swords today.
We can see Paul Kelleher, the UL coach, having a word with one of the officials just in front of the table. He's walking off now in the yellow jersey on the right side of your screen, just beside those seats. I wonder what he's saying. His team worked hard, created the opportunities, but didn't put them away. Now, this far into the season, does that suggest it's not going to come right, or is it just a case that, you know, first game back after the break and it just didn't happen?
Look, if I was Paul, I'd be saying, look, it's that, you know, just getting back into it after the break. You know, they've made a lot of good plays, they just didn't finish them. So if they're going to have a chance next week now in the cup semi-final, they need to be creating the same plays, but definitely they need to finish them.
Well, Paul will hang around, no doubt, to have a look at UCD Marion, who are up against Killester at 4 o'clock. Killester, interestingly enough, the only of the teams here today who aren't involved in the Cup semi-finals next week. UL Eagles have now lost 7 in a row. Travelodge Swords Thunder, who are second coming into this weekend, second to CNS Demons, have won 7 in a row. Demons is who they play in the Cup semi-final at home for Demons next week on the Mardyke. That's going to be quite an occasion. Yeah, it's going to be, it's a huge game. Obviously, you think home court advantage for UCC Demons will be a factor, but Swords, you know, played them down there, I think maybe in their second game of the league. They lost by 14 or 15 but I think the game was tighter than that, so they will go down there with confidence. UCC haven't been tested a lot, you know, in most of their games. Will they be a little bit complacent in their home gym? Okay,
could be a factor.
Okay, Mark Keenan for now, thank you very much. Travelodge Swords Thunder beat UL Eagles 77-61. Let's go courtside for reaction with Ross.
Dave Baker, head coach of Travelodge Swords Thunder. That's the turkey digested for this year?
Just about, yeah, just about. It was scrappy, but it was important. We refocused now for the new year. A few of the players only got back into town yesterday. Some of us stayed around and we worked over Christmas, so there's still a lot of cobwebs there, but hopefully we knocked a few off today and now we can refocus again.
How important is it to get the W ahead of the Men's National Cup semi-final?
It's huge. I mean, just the momentum from our end, it's very, very important to get the win. As well as that, we need to keep the pressure on Demons, who are trying to push away from everybody at the moment. So our focus now is this game, our next game, and then we play Demons again, separate to the Cup, obviously, next weekend. So that's it.
Michael Goy's been on a rich vein of form for you of late. Disappointed to see him go off early in this game?
Yeah, I honestly don't know how bad it is just yet. He went over on his knee earlier on. He tried it again just after half-time and it just wasn't ready to take the pressure. So we'll get him looked at this evening and hopefully we can rest him out till next week and we'll see where we go next week.
You don't have to worry about your opposition being courtside for the game this afternoon, but potential finalists, should you get that far in the Men's National Cup, you'll surely stick around to watch this game.
Yeah, I'm going to stick around and watch this game. I mean, both teams, you can never write off either UCD or Killester. I mean, they have a rich history behind them, excellent players, very well coached, as well as UL today, very, very well coached. So it's important that we stay focused the whole time and just see where we are, go one game at a time.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks a million, guys. Thanks.
A good day for Dave Baker. His team, Travelodge Swords Thunder, winning 77-61 against UL Eagles. He'll be particularly pleased with the performance of Marcus McDaniel. Donald Monaghan came in and did well when he was called upon. Keith Anderson as well. Michael Gosh, that injury he mentioned, we've been talking about that pretty much all day. So central was he to Thunder's role into this 7th win in a row. Let's get more reaction from the courtside now with Ross.
Paul Kelleher, you know, ahead of a National Cup semi-final, good to get a game under your belt. Disappointed it turned out like that.
Yeah, I just think we need to take care of the ball better. You know, I thought in the first half, I thought, you know, we got a lot of open looks. We didn't take them. I thought we moved the ball relatively well. I thought we were a bit narrow, just spaced the floor a little bit better to get maybe better looks. And then anytime we got within 4 and 5, we turned the ball over. We gave away a team foul and sent to the line a bit more. So we let them off the hook, I felt, in the first half. You know, we kept doubling, and they kept getting us in behind back door. And when we went with the isolations, I thought we were better defensively on the defensive end. Third quarters have been our biggest problem all year, you know, and we just absolutely capitulated in the third quarter. Thought we were the better team, although behind again at half time, and then we just absolutely capitulated. They just turned us over some more, and you know, and then the fourth quarter, I thought you saw what we were capable of doing again, you know. So, you know, we just had that consistency issue all year, and we just got to learn to take care of the ball and make shots. And I think if that happens, we don't, because we're getting run out quite a bit right now, and that's from missed shots and from turnovers. So we're giving away points that, you know, if we're making shots or taking care of the ball, we won't necessarily give away. So we just need to do a better job of taking care of that. I know it's halfway through the year, and you know, it's like an echo right now, but you know, the guys are working really, really hard. You know, we just need to turn a corner, and I think it's not too far. One of these games we make layups, we won't turn the ball over, you know, and we make stops, and teams will be saying, where was this team? Because I think we're playing decent enough basketball at times, and we're just trying to get that consistency where we just need to, you know, grow up a little bit now. I think the first half of the year is gone, and all our rookies need to understand that we're no longer, you know, underage guys anymore. Now we're senior basketball players, and we need to start doing senior basketball things now. And once we get that right, I think we'll hopefully finish the season strong enough. But next week our attention turns. We work hard all week, and who knows, it might turn next weekend.
2014 ended with a game against UCD Marion down in the UL Arena. You could say that 2015 hinges on a game against UCD Marion next weekend.
Yeah, I think that's a fair enough comment at this stage of the season. You know, I think you know, we're probably going to struggle now to game in top 3 for the Champions Trophy. So the only way that we can gauge that now is by winning the National Cup. But even that's going to be a tough task. I mean, you look at who's left. You know, you got Swords who just turned us over right there. You got Demons who we you know, another 18-20 point loss, and then Marion who I think are a really good team. They just had a poor start, but I think are potentially the 3rd, if not 4th best team in the league right now. So, you know, we got to work cut out for us, but yeah, I think it does, you know. But we're looking forward to it, you know. I mean, this team has a lot of guys who've been there and done that. So, you know, I think our young guys are going to be feeding off that this week. You know, we get 2 or 3 great practice underneath our belt this week, and we go from there.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for talking to us. That wraps up the action for the moment here at the National Basketball Arena. Tune back in at 4 o'clock where we look forward to another National Cup semi-finalist. That's UCD Marion. They're taking on Killester, and they'll be looking for a measure of revenge after their most recent game right here at the National Basketball Arena. We'll see you at 4 o'clock.